related news, the United States is boosting security for its embassy in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad, amid the worsening situation in that country. U.S. State Department spokeswoman Jennifer Psaki said that as a result of the ongoing instability in certain areas of Iraq, the embassy in Baghdad is reviewing its staffing requirements in consultation with Washington. Islamic militants have been sweeping across the northern part of the country. Some staff members will be temporarily sent to the U.S. consulates general in southern-eastern Iraqi city of Basra and Erbil in northern Iraq, or to Jordan city of Amman. More from Mike Cohen.
Iraqi forces have secured Baghdad. They are trying to take back suburbs from an area near Tikrit and Mosul, where fighters of the ISIS or ISIS have come in. American troops have long since been pulled out of Iraq. In 2011, the last American combat troops left Iraq. In 2012, all U.S. combat forces have pulled out of the country. At present, there is only a small security contingent of about 100 U.S. Marines who are deployed inside what is known locally as Fortress America, an area larger than Vatican City, which houses the U.S. Embassy compound. And tonight, U.S. State Department officials are ordering a partial evacuation of the American Embassy as a precaution. It is a temporary pullout from the massive facility that sits in the heart of the Green Zone in Baghdad. So far, the United States is saying that thousands of employees are safe within the compound, and they have expressed their support for Iraqi security forces in the area. U.S. security personnel will remain, as well as essential diplomats, but others will be pulled back. The majority of U.S. forces are in Afghanistan. This is where the last U.S. combat actions are still ongoing even today, fighting allies of the same group that are taking action in Iraq. Members of ISIS and the ISIL, the militant group that is seizing vast regions of territory that stretch from Syria, are now facing hardened Peshmerga Kurdish fighters who are fighting to take back Mosul and Tikrit. These fighters, who are members of the Kurdish militia, are fighting hard. Iraqi forces, however, have repeatedly been seen leaving the battlefield. Many at times have been faced by incredible reports of brutality versus soldiers and conscripts. Thousands of Shia militiamen are now joining the fight, rushing from Baghdad, trying to get to the front lines. As Iraqis themselves now realize, without outside help, the fight is their own. These are the first images released of the Iraqi Air Force as they attempt to strike back, take back what the ISIS forces, many of whom are not Iraqis, from Syria and other parts of the Middle East, and are waging a war that is sometimes described as barbaric versus civilians and those they capture. Images that have been shared online by ISIS show these images. These are Iraqi soldiers who were captured, sometimes storekeepers, merchants, herded into pickup trucks, brought out into the countryside, where, according to the United Nations, mass executions have been reported of both civilians and military-aged men in and around Iraq. The executions continue daily, according to the Iraqi government and the United Nations Commission on Human Rights. The options given to these young men and boys are join ISIS or die. That is the choice given to these men. Either they join the rebels or they are themselves executed. Into the night, the Iraqis are fighting, trying to regain their country from the air and on the ground. The struggle will be long, but the Iraqis say they can do it alone. Mike Cohen, PTV News.